Now we have a speaker this morning time, and this woman, she hails from the Irish and the Scottish islands. And now the topic for today is anytime we get momentum on reparation talk and reparations movement, I always hear the Irish people come out the corner and they be like, we were slaves too. We were slaves too in this country. But our people gave them the name of cracker. Why do we give them the name of crackers? Because they was the enforcers on all the plantations. So I always wondered why Irish people think they deserve reparations when they were indentured servants. What is an indentured servant? Something like serfdom. It's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? They take the person either owned the debt, and they go work for the king. This is what serfdom is. It's in the feudal system of kingdoms way back in the day. Before they called it indentured, they called it serfdom. Now, serfdom was you would pay money by raising up your crops to the king, and the king would give you a portion of land, and you would till that land, and the king army would come by. Anytime there was some marauders or something and they trying to kill your people, the king's army would come out and protect you as long as you was producing a crop for the king, producing money, a tax. Okay, that was serfdom. Now, when the Irish folks, when they came over here, they came as indentured servants, meaning they would work for 7 years, and then after the 7 years, they would have to be paid for their work, and then the contract is in. They don't have to work for them people on them plantations no more, and they will be fully integrated into society. That is not slavery. That is not chattel slavery. You know what I'm saying? My people, we don't understand that chattel slavery was unlike any slavery ever done in all human history. Any human history, you know what I'm saying? Any culture of any custom of any nationhood that has ever formed in history time. Chattel slavery. What does that mean, Jehoshaphat? You was born a slave, you die a slave. No chance to be redeemed, no chance to be set free. You can't buy yourself out of slavery. So as I look at the Irish and the Scottish folks, they always come up over here talk about, oh, we were slaves too in this country. How you were a slave in this country when you were an indentured servant, and after 7 years you got paid and you got land, and then you got integrated into the society to where you wasn't looked at as a Scottish person or Irish, you know what I'm saying? You was just white American being accepted into the culture. We as black people, it's 2025, we still fighting for that to this day. You know what I'm saying? We still fighting to that day, and they had it hundreds of years ago. So as you listen to this woman with the lineage of Irish and Scottish, you're gonna learn a lot about their people and a lot of nerve that they have just to say something like that towards our plight of the restitution, that the tribute, reparations that need to be paid so your people can be healed. Really does, you know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of people fear reparations, because they know that this nation has to change. And at the same point, y'all probably hear me say it all week, racism, white supremacy is the only thing that's in this country that's holding this country back from being more advanced and more technical. And you look at all the technical inventions that we have now, that is good on the top, but it can be 100 times even more if we didn't have this system in place to suppress black folk. So just listen to her out, listen to what she has to say.
Used to oppress the black people of this city.
My bad, let's go back.
There is nothing sadder to people struggling against oppression in Ireland to look towards Boston City and see our people. And we know how they got here. We know the oppression they fled from Ireland in various generations to get to this city, being used to oppress the black people of this city. People tell me I don't understand the situation. They tell me blacks are lazy, they don't want to work, they want to lower the standard of education. In fact, they tell me all the things I was brought up to hear about myself, things Protestant people said about Catholic people in Belfast. And I think that's part of it too. I mean, if they really understood what was happening in Ireland, they would get themselves sorted out and stand on the right side here, because we identify very closely in our struggle for equality.
So, okay, She's talking about white people, religious white folks at that, suppressing the Irish and the Scottish people that are poor and are broke. She said that we went through similar type things. Those was white folks suppressing other white people. So she's saying, why do the Irish people who came over here don't understand the plight that black people are going through when they went through something similar, not as severe, not as so harsh, not so inhumane as what your people went through, but something similar. So why they don't understand? They went ahead and they just acclimated right into society. They really did. You know what I'm saying? They just acclimated right back into society and started doing whatever the other people were doing. And at that same time, they were supposed to be feeling a certain type of way with the fact that they went through similar things. Does that make any sense?
And our struggle against oppression. In fact, the whole inspiration of our civil rights movement 10 years ago came from the black movement of America. And it looks to us from where we stand at home that our people are being oppressed with the active assistance of our people. We find that very sad. There is nothing sadder to people struggling against oppression in Ireland to look towards Boston City and see our people, and we know how they got here. We know the oppression they fled from Ireland in various generations to get to this city, being used to oppress the black people of this city.
What would be your one wish?
Not to be taught to be a racist.
What would be your one wish?
Not to be taught to be a racist.